Hi, boys and girls. Miss Garner again, back for session 14. And I thought I would start the lesson by sharing a little bit just kind of about me. So, this past weekend, I got to go home and celebrate my youngest brother who was getting married. And I was in my childhood home, and I noticed in the kitchen where my parents each birthday would measure our growth height. So we would stand up against the wall, they would mark with a pencil where our heads touched, and then they would measure and record that height. And that got me thinking that all of us second grade teachers are measuring all of you guys in a lot of ways this year. And when it comes to your writing, we're measuring your growth by looking for the correct use of capital letters, periods, how you spell those troublemaker words. And we're also looking to see if you are progressing as writers who not only spell words sound by sound, but by part and part. So, today, what I'm going to teach you is that second graders push themselves to read and write words by listening for those familiar parts and patterns. They pay attention to the sounds that they hear, where in the word they hear those sounds, and then they think, have I seen or heard this sound before? And is this a spelling pattern or rule that I know? Doing this makes reading and writing faster, easier, and more automatic. So, one of the types of books that I really enjoy reading are books that researchers have put together about how the brain learns to read and write. And you know what they're saying? They're saying that kids need to be able to segment words into sounds, so break it down into sounds, blend those sounds together. And then they talk about the importance of rhyming in helping kids learn to read and write. Now, you probably remember that when you were in 4K and kindergarten, you did a lot of work with rhyming. And rhyming words are words that sound the same at the end. And a lot of times, but not always, rhyming words also have the same patterns, which make spelling words with that same sound and pattern really easy. So today we're going to use rhyming words. We're going to study them. We're going to hear the sounds, think about how those sounds are spelled, and then use that study that we did to help generate a list of other words that sound the same at the end and have those same spelling patterns. And doing this will help us kind of grow from that sound to sound when it comes to spelling words to thinking about more pattern by pattern. So let me show you. Not this one. Don't look. A nursery rhyme that you're probably familiar with. It's called Hickory Dickory Dock. And I only wrote the first part. I want you to think about what word would make sense in this blank. It's going to rhyme because it's going to rhyme. It's going to make sense within the sentence. And then we're going to think about how to spell that word. So hickory dickory dock. The mouse ran up the... Yeah, very good. Holding on to that knowledge you gained from kindergarten. Did you think so the word is clock? Clock rhymes with dock. How might you spell the word clock? What sound is the same as in the word dock? Because that's the pattern. Good. Yeah, did you think clock is spelled clock? Good. And did you spell cl with the CL and then the OCK? Good. Can you think of other words that rhyme with dock and clock that use that OCK pattern? Go ahead, write it down for me. I bet some of you might have thought of the word sock or the word knock or the word flock or the word block. I bet some of you even came up with more words with that awk pattern to rhyme with dock and clock that I didn't even come up with. Great job. Kiss your brains. That was great. Even kiss your ears because they have to hear the sounds. That's great. Now I'm going to show you another nursery rhyme that you're probably familiar with. Jack and Jill. I'm going to read it first. You can read it along with me. And I want you to pay attention to those words that rhyme so they sound the same at the end. And I want you to notice how those sounds are spelled because those are going to be some word patterns. So we want to think of the sounds and the word patterns or how those sounds are spelled. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Up Jack got, and he did trot. Okay, so I know you paid attention and you probably noticed the rhyming words. Now look at how those sounds are spelled. Those are our word patterns. Notice it. Did you notice that in Jill and Hill, ill is our pattern? What would be another word that has ill in it? Yeah, mill. Did you notice that down and crown rhyme? What's our pattern? Very good. O-W-N. Can you think of another word that has O-W-N word pattern in it? Yeah. Frown. And then we have got and trot that rhyme, and the word pattern is O-T. That makes me think of the word snot that we talked about a couple lessons ago. Good. I bet some of you even came up with or could come up with a couple other words that also have that word pattern. So today, when you go off to write or work on your seesaw activities, remember you can think of or notice the way that certain sounds are spelled, those word patterns, and then use those word patterns to help you spell new words or the words that you're trying to spell in your writing. So have fun. See you next time.